You're watching or listening to day 2 of the Strangers in Space quiz week, and on today's edition we are going to be playing a Doctor Who variant of Impossible So You Don't Have To. Hi, I'm JR.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Iain.
I'm Mark.
So as I explained yesterday, these aren't quite these quizzes the way they are on telly. What I've done is take the basic bones and adapt it so that we can do it with 3 contestants on a Skype, because that obviously is not going to work quite the way as it would do if you had full access to a television studio. This one's based on Impossible. On Impossible, it's an elimination game. So what you have to do is rule certain things out, and then you have to sort of figure out which one is the odd one out, which one is the final true answer of the things you have left. The way I've done it is, what I'm going to do is, for each of you, I'm going to put 9 names in front of you, 9 names of stories. You have to figure out which 4 are connected and eliminate the other 5. Now, the other 5 might also be connected to each other in a different way. So you've got to work out which is the 4 and which is the 5. Eliminate the 5, and of the 4 that are left, then there's a second part to the question, the odd one out bit. Now, I can make it really easy for you by giving you the category. But if you can work it out without the category, you'll get double points. So in other words, of the 5 that you have to eliminate, you'll score 2 points each for each correct elimination. You have 5 goes at it. So that's a maximum of 10 points if you correctly eliminate all 5. Or if you ask me for the question, you get a point each for each one you eliminate, because it's going to be so bloody easy. It's impossible to get them wrong. And then finally at the end, you'll be left with 4 stories, of which one is an odd one out. And if you choose the odd one out without being asked, again, that's 2 points. If I have to say the reason why it's the odd one out, then it's a single point. It's not
That's
as horrible
number
as
one.
it's not as horrible as it probably sounds, as you'll find out. We are going to go, I tell you what, let's do this in starting at the middle of the alphabet, because we did it alphabetically on day 1. I don't think it's fair on Dylan to be the first person every time. So as the newcomer on today's quiz, I'm going to go to Iain first, then Mark, then Dylan, and then backwards around in that circle. So I'm going to put a board of 9 names in front of you, because this is on audio as well. I don't want any answers until I've read them all out, so that the listener can figure out what they are. But the 9 stories I've written down in front of you should read: The Rescue, The Chase, Resurrection of the Daleks, The Ark, The Dalek Invasion of Earth, The Sensorites, The War Machines, The Web Planet, and The Daleks. Now, Iain, 4 of those stories should be connected in one particular way. Yeah. I mean, in this first round, it should be pretty blooming obvious what those 4 stories are. I want you to tell me which stories aren't amongst those 4 stories. So you've got 5 guesses. You need to eliminate 5 answers. Do you want to give me your first guess?
The Rescue.
The Rescue is a correct elimination. Your second guess?
The Ark.
Also a correct elimination.
The Sensorites.
Also correct.
The Web Planet.
Also correct.
And the Daleks.
That is an incorrect elimination.
Oh, it's not what I was thinking then. Oh dear.
So,
I just got what you were thinking. I was like, what's he on about? Well, no, actually, yeah.
You have, though, correctly eliminated 4 stories. The 5 stories you have left are The Chase, Resurrection of the Daleks, The Dalek Invasion of Earth. What were the 2 you didn't say? The War Machines and whatever the other one was. You remember what you said, right?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Right, but you've worked out now. So,
right.
Without me telling you, do you want to take a guess at what the odd one out is of the 4 correct answers?
Chase, Resurrection.
Or for a single point, do you want me to read the full question?
Yes, read the full question.
Okay, for a point for this, the full question is, which Dalek story, and that was the first half of the elimination, you had to choose the ones which weren't Dalek stories, and the second half of the question is, which Dalek story features Davros? Or you could have had is in colour, but so
Mr. Davros appears in Resurrection of the Daleks.
Well done, Iain. So, Mark, I said you were next, didn't I?
Yes.
So you scored 9 points, Iain. 9 points in that round, by the way, out of a possible 12. So you didn't do too badly.
That's not bad.
Mark, your board is as follows. And again, I can read out the question if you want, or you can just start taking guesses. But your stories are the Abominable Snowmen, the Faceless Ones, the Wheel in Space, the 10th Planet, the Ice Warriors, the Moon Base, the Evil of the Daleks, Earthshock, and the Web of Fear. So you need you to eliminate 5 stories.
Yeah. Right, hang on a second.
See, there should be one that's an
It's
obvious
4, isn't
odd
it?
one out, and that obvious odd one out should lead you to know which ones that you don't want to eliminate.
I think.
So you need to eliminate
right, okay,
5 first.
My first one will obviously be Earthshock.
You're eliminating Earthshock. Okay, so
oh shit! No, I'm looking at it completely the wrong way. I was going. All right. It's the second Doctor, Jamie and Victoria in that one. Not at all thinking. Oh, of course, they're all Cybermen stories.
Okay, so your first elimination is an incorrect elimination.
It is incorrect.
You've got 4 more guesses at things to eliminate.
All right. The Web of Fear.
Correct.
Evil of the Daleks.
Correct.
The Abominable Snowmen.
Correct.
And the Faceless Ones.
Correct. And for a bonus 2 points, do you want to guess which is the odd one out of the stories you've got left, which would have been correct answers?
Earthshock, because it's the only Cyberman story that's in colour.
Correct. The full question would have been, which Cyberman story is in colour? And so, Dylan, now it's your turn. And your stories are Marco Polo, the Macroterror, the Mythmakers, the Space Pirates, the Power of the Daleks, the Gunfighters, Fury from the Deep, the Smugglers, and the Highlanders. Now you have to work out which is a set of 4 stories that connect and which is the odd one out of those, and eliminate the 5 stories that you don't think connect.
So I am going to. Oh, hang on. I'm going to eliminate Marco Polo.
Marco Polo is an incorrect elimination.
Damn.
But then incorrect eliminations help you guess what the correct elimination would be, don't they? I mean, I've made it really obvious. You're probably looking for something a bit subtle, but it's really obvious. And you can always take the question and take single points if you want.
Oh, hang on. Can I try and eliminate the Macroterror?
That is a correct elimination.
The Mythmakers?
Is an incorrect elimination.
Interesting. So I'm not eliminated. No. Oh, I don't know. I've got no idea what this is.
Well, you've got 2 more guesses. Or you can take the question.
Hang on. I mean, I can't really see anything that well, I can see things that link this, but I think they're all a bit too complicated. Yeah, let me take the question. Really...
So the question is simply this: which first Doctor story? So you have 2 eliminations left. What do you want to eliminate with your final 2?
Okay, then. Well, let's get rid of Power of the Daleks.
Yes.
And Fury from the Deep.
So you've scored 4 points so far. Now you've got, you know, it's the first Doctor stories, so you know which 4 stories it is. Do you want me to tell you the reason why it's the odd one out, or do you want to pick the odd one out? You get 2 points if you get it without me telling you, 1 point if you get it with me telling you, but you only get 1 guess.
Okay.
So you've got the gunfighters, Marco Polo, the smugglers, and the mythmakers.
No, I'm going to need the question.
The question is, which first Doctor story exists in full?
The gunfighters.
So you've scored 5 points in that round. Iain scored 9. Mark scored 10. There's only 3 of these each to do. So we're coming back to Iain. And Iain, this will be your second one. So, Iain, the 9 stories. It gets a little bit more complicated now. You don't forget, you can always take the question if you really can't see it in front of you. But I'll read them out for the sake of the listener, and that'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. The stories you've got in your second round, Iain, are Midnight, The Empty Child, The Husbands of River Song, The Girl in the Fireplace, The Wedding of River Song, Gridlock, Silence in the Library, Blink, and The Name of the Doctor. Do you want to take the question, or do you want to start trying to eliminate things?
Right. It's not what I was thinking. It's all over the place. I will have to take the question.
Okay, the first half of the question, the elimination part of the question, is which River Song story?
Yeah, right.
So do you want to start eliminating for a point each for the correct ones? You've got 5 goes.
So we'll eliminate Midnight.
Yep.
The Empty Child.
Yeah.
The Girl in the Fireplace.
Yeah.
Gridlock.
Yeah.
And Blink.
Brilliant. Now, of the 4 you've got left, do you want me to tell you what you're looking for, or do you want to take a guess? Remember, it's 2 points if I don't tell you, 1 point if I do, but you've only got 1 guess.
Well, I would guess the odd one out would be Silence in the Library, because it's with the 10th Doctor.
No,
that's wrong. No, that's yeah.
The question was actually which River Song story also features her parents.
Oh.
So it would have been...
Yes.
The Wedding of River Song.
Yes, it would. Oh, well.
So, Iain, you scored 5 on that, which takes you up to 14.
That's good.
And we are in the slightly more difficult bit now. So, I mean, that could be a leading score at the end of this round. You never know. But either way, right, let's get into Mark, your second board. And your second board is as follows. Your stories are The Sound of Drums, Dark Water. When I say a single part, I do mean both parts. So The Sound of Drums, Dark Water, also Death in Heaven, Survival, World Enough and Time, The Deadly Assassin, The Magician's Apprentice, Extremist, The Mind of Evil, and The End of Time.
Okay.
So you've got 9 stories there.
I'm going to, and I need 4, don't I?
You need to eliminate 5 and keep 4.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I've got this. I want to eliminate The Sound of Drums.
Correct.
I want to eliminate Survival.
Correct.
The Deadly Assassin.
Correct.
The Mind of Evil.
Correct.
And The End of Time.
Mark, you're on this. So you're left with 4 stories. And of those, one of them is the answer to the second part of this question. Do you want me to read it? Or do you want to take a guess, bearing in mind you don't get any second chances?
I think, is it which Missy or Master Story, I don't know how you put it, doesn't also feature a classic monster? So it would be Extremis.
And the question was, which Missy story also features the Master, and it would have been World Enough and Time. Nevertheless, you've still scored 10 points there, which takes you up to a total of 20 as things stand. Dylan, final board for you in this round, in the middle round of the 3. And your 9 stories are The Seeds of Doom, Terror of the Zygons, The Android Invasion, Invasion of the Dinosaurs, Death to the Daleks, The Sea Devils, Remembrance of the Daleks, The Invasion, and Mordrin Undead. So you need to work out which 4 you want to keep and which 5 you want to ditch. Or you can take the question and get a point each for each collector elimination instead of 2 points.
So I'm going to eliminate the Android Invasion.
Correct elimination.
I'm going to eliminate Death to the Daleks.
Another correct elimination.
Seeds of Doom.
Also correct.
The Sea Devils.
Correct.
And Remembrance of the Daleks.
That is 5 correct eliminations, Dylan. Well done. Now, you're left with the Invasion of the Dinosaurs, Terror of the Zygons, and Mordrin Undead. Which one of those fulfills the second part of the question, or do you want the second part of the question? Basically, which one of those 4 is the odd one out?
I can think of 2 possible questions here, so I'm going to have to go for the question.
The question is, which Alistair Lethbridge-Stewart story, that was the elimination part, which Alistair Lethbridge-Stewart story doesn't also feature UNIT?
Ah, interesting. So Mordrin Undead.
Correct, which puts you at 16 points at the end of that round, to Ian's 14 and Mark's 20. So it's still all to play for. So you're not really that very far apart from one another. And there is, as there was yesterday, there's a bonus round at the end, which could change things around somewhat. But
Ian looks like he's having a breakdown.
Can I just mention, it was my birthday yesterday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and my head is full of spiky beer.
There you go. Some balloons for you.
Well, happy birthday for yesterday. And of
Thank you
course,
kindly.
it's JR's birthday today. But
Yes.
it won't be when this goes out, so this is all pointless.
Yeah, we did
Yes.
pointless yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
this,
yes.
this is untenable. Certainly this hangover is.
I like how
This is
JR's
impossible.
celebrating
In
his
a minute,
birthday
it's
by
going to be
torturing
untenable.
us.
Right, round 3, board 1. This is where it starts to get really tricky. This is where you might want to take the question. I don't know. You might want to help each other out, whatever. But this is Ian's question as things stand. And Iain, you've got 9 names. I will read you the names, and then you can either start guessing or you can take the question. The names are John J. Carney, Jeremy Bullock, George Cormack, Alan Rowe, Carl Forgione, June Brown, John Dirth, Kevin Lindsay, and David Dacre.
So,
I mean, you can take the question at this point.
I think I'm there, but I don't know the 4th actor that would have been in it. So,
Okay. Well, it's 2 points each for each correct guess, and you've got 5 guesses. So, I mean, even if you get a couple wrong, that's still more points than you can possibly get if you take the question. So,
well, let me try and eliminate the very gentlemanly Carl Forgione.
that, I'm afraid, is an incorrect elimination.
Oh, in that case, do I want to try and eliminate June Brown?
That is a correct elimination.
Kevin Lindsay?
That's an incorrect elimination.
So, right. So it's really not what I was thinking at all, and I have no idea. Can I have the question, please?
So the elimination part of the question is, which cast member of Planet of the Spiders? So now you want to try and eliminate 2 more people who weren't in Planet of the Spiders.
Jeremy Bullock?
That is a correct elimination.
And David Dacre?
That is also a correct elimination. Now, of the cast members of Planet of the Spiders, do you want to guess which one also fulfills the second part of the question And there's kind of a clue in that list of 9 names as to which one fulfills the second part of the question, which I think goes back to what you were thinking earlier. So you may want to guess this. How does Planet of the Spiders connect with the thing you were thinking of earlier? For 2 points, do you want me to spell it out for 1 point? And don't forget, you've only one guess.
So the only answer I can think of is which cast member of Planet of Spiders also appeared in The Time Warrior? And I have no idea. So I'm going to pick John Dirth.
Oh, you got the question right. You got the name wrong. Kevin Lindsay. He's the Sontaran in The Time Warrior.
Yeah. Is he in Planet of the Spiders as well then?
He's not. He's Choji or Campo. I forget which way round it is. George Cormack's Campo, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, you've scored 4 points there, which takes you up to 18 points. And with the bonus round at the end, you can still win this, Iain.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Mark, your next set. So we're on to round 3, board 2. And so your list of names should read as follows: David Troughton, Ronald Pickup, Philip Maddock, Keith Anderson, Jack Cunningham, Leslie Schofield, Jeffrey Wickham, Edward Brayshaw, and Tony Wall. So, do you want the question? Do you want to start eliminating and see if you can work it out by eliminating? Don't forget, if you eliminate correctly, it's 2 points. So, as I said to Iain, you only need 3 correct eliminations. And that might help you to work out what the question is. So it's up to you, or you could take the question.
I'm going to give this a go. Can I eliminate David Troughton?
That, I'm afraid, is an incorrect elimination.
Okay, that changes matters.
Faces a picture.
No, I need the first part of the question.
The first part of the question is, which cast member of the War Games?
Right, okay.
So now do you want to start eliminating? You've got 4 more guesses.
Yeah, so okay, who's not in the War Games? Tony Wall.
That is a correct elimination.
Keith Anderson.
Another correct elimination.
And Edward Brayshaw, although that's wrong.
That is an incorrect elimination.
And
one more guess.
One more guess. Ronald Pickup. Yeah.
No, that is a correct elimination.
Yeah.
So you got 3. So you now know it's a cast member of the War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need the second part of the question? Can you work it out from what you've got in front of you?
Is David Troughton the odd one out because he's the only cast member of the War Games not to feature in the Tom Baker era?
No, the correct question would have been, the full question would have been, and I mean, if you really know your stuff, if Toby Haydock were here, he'd get this immediately. 4 of those people were in the War Games. 6 of those people were in the Reign of Terror. And the one of those 9 people who was in both was Edward Brayshaw. So that would have been your correct
I was
answer.
going in the wrong direction.
Yes, you were.
Officer.
Still, you're on 23 points to Ian's 18. And like I say, it's still all to play for, given that this final round is coming. And the final round is very different from the ones we've had so far. But now we've got a list of names in front of Dylan. And the names in front of Dylan are Maurice Reeves, Georgina Hale, Ronald Fraser, John Normington, Harold Innocent, Robert Glenister, Leslie Dunlop, Roy Holder, and David John Pope. So Dylan, do you want to start guessing, or do you want me to give you a clue, give you the first half of the question?
I would like to start guessing.
Go ahead.
And I would like to eliminate Ronald Fraser.
That is a correct elimination.
Harold Innocent.
Also a correct elimination.
Robert Glenister.
That is an incorrect elimination.
Oh, it's not the.
You've got 2 guesses left, or I can read you the question, the first half of the question at least.
Let's go for the first half of the question.
The first half of the question is, which cast member of the Caves of Androzani? So you've got 2 more eliminations.
Have I said Roy Holder already?
No, you haven't.
I can't remember what he's in, so I'll try and eliminate him.
That, I'm afraid, is an incorrect elimination. He was in the Caves of Androzani.
Georgina Hale.
That is a correct elimination.
Okay.
Right. I can either give you the question for 1 point, or you can take a guess for 2 points. But remember, only 1 guess. So
I would like the question, please.
Which cast member of the Caves of Androzani was also in the Happiness Patrol? Iain got it.
Oh no, I don't know this. Oh no.
Oh.
Harold Innocent's been deleted, right?
Yeah, you guessed him, and that was
then.
Yeah, that was a correct elimination. So he's not among the running.
Is it Leslie Dunlop?
Is that your guess?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was John Normington.
Oh, I knew it the moment I said it.
So, at the end of that round, Dylan, you're on 21 points. Iain, you're on 18. And Mark, you're on 23. So it's actually pretty close. So in this final round, which is a little bit different. So this is the bit where it comes to Untenable. So the person in last place, which is Iain, you're going to go first on this.
Bloody
so
hell.
I'm not going to put a board in front of you for this.
Okay.
But what I am going to do is I'm going to ask you to take 10 guesses. And those 10 guesses, I want those to be the 10 highest rated episodes of modern Doctor Who. So I've got a board in front of me with the 10 highest rated episodes of modern Doctor Who. I want you to take 10 guesses and you get a point for every one you correctly guess that's on that list.
Okay. The Woman Who Fell to Earth?
The Woman Who Fell to Earth is on that list. In fact, The Woman Who Fell to Earth is in 8th place with 10.96 million.
Right. The Day of the Doctor?
The Day of the Doctor is also on that list in 3rd place with 12.8 million.
Rose?
Rose is also on the list in 9th place with 10.81 million, just behind The Woman Who Fell to Earth.
Voyage of the Damned?
Voyage of the Damned is 1st on that list with 13.31 million.
Oh, wow. I forget what it was called. Was it the 2-part Cyberman story at the end of series 2, Army of Ghosts, and the other thing?
But I'll take that as one guess because that is an incorrect guess.
Good. Yes, I thought it might be. Just testing you. What about the 11th Hour?
The 11th Hour is not on the list, I'm afraid.
Oh, what the viewing public? They've got no idea. Okay, let's try Oh, the end of time.
The End of Time Part 1 or The End of Time Part 2?
Part
Or do you
two.
want it? Or do you want that to be two guesses?
No, part two.
Okay, Part 2 is fourth on the list with 12.27 million. Sure, you don't want to do two guesses there, Iain?
Well, I'll while we're on the subject, I'll slip in a cheeky part one.
The End of Time Part 1 is sixth on the list with 12.04 million.
Right.
Two guesses left.
Let's try the Parting of the Ways.
Not on the list.
And Journey's End.
Surprisingly, actually, Journey's End didn't make the list.
Oh wow.
So, but because I think the ones that came, so the next Doctor was second on the list with 13.1 million. A Christmas Carol is fifth on the list with 12.1 million. What else didn't you say? You didn't say The Time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's last episode, which is seventh on the list with 11.14 million. And finally, unbelievably, in the top 10, The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe in 10th place with 10.77 million.
Blimey.
And so just for the sake of putting it up, these are those stories in behind me now. That is the full list.
Wow.
So I'm going to leave that there just for a second in case anybody wants to look it through before I go back to my own regular background. And so you scored 6 points there, Iain, which takes your total up to 24. Now, Dylan, you're on 21 and Mark, you're on 23. And Dylan, you're going next. But, I mean, if both of you get 0 out of 10, then Iain could end up winning this. So, Dylan, what I want you to tell me is the 10 longest episodes of modern Doctor Who. That's your list of 10. So do you want to take a first guess?
Deep Breath.
Deep Breath is third on the list at 1 hour and 16 minutes and 26 seconds.
Power of the Doctor.
First on the list, 1 hour and 27 minutes and 38.
Day of the Doctor.
Day of the Doctor second on the list, so that's the top 3 with 1 hour and 16 minutes and 44.
Right. Now we get into a lot of the Moffat Christmas specials were cut to 1 hour no matter what, sort of. So the 11th hour?
10th on the list, 1 hour and 2 minutes and 35. So basically now you're in the territory of episodes that were between 1 hour and 2 and 1 hour and 16.
Journey's End.
8th on the list, 1 hour and 3 minutes and 5.
The End of Time Part 2.
4th on the list, 1 hour and 12 minutes and 35 seconds.
How many more have I got? 3 or 4?
You've got 4 more to go.
End of Time Part 1?
End of Time Part 1 is not on the list.
Damn.
I mean, how much of John Sim as the Master Everywhere on Earth did you want at the end of that episode?
True. Time of the Doctor?
Not on the list, I'm afraid.
No, that was cut, wasn't it? It's not twice. Oh, this is just...
2 more guesses.
The Wedding of Riversong.
Not on the list.
Right. And my final guess. Voyage of the Damned. Did I say that?
Nope, you didn't say that, but Voyage of the Damned is on the list in 5th place, 1 hour and 11 minutes and 50 seconds. I'll put that board up just for a couple of seconds so people can have a look. But the other ones that you didn't name, you didn't guess, were Revolution of the Daleks, 1 hour and 11 minutes. The Timeless Children, 1 hour and 5 and 45 seconds. The Woman Who Fell to Earth, 1 hour and 3 and 4 seconds. There's one more. Which was the other one you didn't name? I don't think you named Journey's End with 1 hour and 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
I think I said Journey's End. Yeah.
Oh, there was another one, wasn't there? Oh no! What was your last guess?
My last guess wasn't
Oh no, it was Voyage of the Damned. Sorry, yeah, you scored 7 points there. Yes, I forgot to tick them. I forgot to tick the last one. So you're on 28 points to Ian's 24 points. Mark, you're on 23 points. You need to score 5 or more.
Okay.
Your...
All right. Okay. That's not too bad.
And your round is the 10 best-selling Mythmakers tapes.
Your round is actually the 10 longest episodes of original series, Doctor Who.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Well, the 5 Doctors.
Okay, that's the obvious place to start. 1 hour and 30 minutes, 23 seconds. That is the longest one. So, what is the next?
And now we're into, like, a couple of minutes here and there. Surely.
Wow.
I mean, you're not counting omnibus editions, right?
I'm counting
presume.
first broadcast episodes.
Right. So I can't just get away with going, oh, well, the movie version of Genesis of the Daleks. And
No, you
the
can't
Sea
get away
Devils
with that. But it depends whether you think of something. Because if you think of something, you'll get all of them. And if you don't think of that thing, you won't.
What?
When I say all of them, I may be exaggerating, but I mean, make a next
Right.
guess.
Also, the TV movie, where's that fitting in here?
Oh, no, that's not original run Doctor Who. That's between
Okay.
the two. So we're not counting that now.
Right. Well, that's that. Okay. And it's individual episodes.
Individual episodes of original broadcast BBC One Doctor Who.
An Unearthly Child.
Not in the list.
Okay. Horrible. This is actively horrible. All right. Trial of a Time Lord, Part 13.
Closer, but no. I mean, the penny will drop at some point. Dylan. The penny's dropped for Dylan.
Yeah.
I can't see Ian's face.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Yeah.
Run the question by me again.
I want you to name the 10 longest episodes of BBC One originally broadcast Doctor Who from the original run up to 1989. The 10 episodes with the longest running time.
The War Games. All of it.
No.
Okay. Not any of it?
No. I mean, you've got 2 more guesses to win this quiz. You win today if you figure it out in the next 2 guesses.
God damn it. Oh, sorry. Right, yes.
The penny
it's just
drops.
The penny has dropped. Right, let's go.
Now
Timeline.
you've got slightly more to guess than you have guesses. And there are more episodes than would fit in the top 10. So you've got to be very careful here.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna take a risk here. Time Lash Part 1.
Time Lash Part 1 is 6th on the list at 45 minutes dead.
Vengeance on Varos Part 2.
9th on the list at 44 minutes 43. See, it really is within a couple of minutes, but do you know what I mean? It narrows it down considerably once you work out what I'm actually asking.
How many more guesses have I got?
You've got 4 more guesses, and you need to
Okay.
get 3 of them right to win, 2 of them right
Bloody
to
hell.
draw.
Okay.
I think.
Attack of the Cybermen Part 1?
Alas, not.
Oh.
So you've got 3 more
That's-
guesses. And I've got to
God,
tell you,
yeah.
Mark, at this point, because you need to get all 3 of these to win,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to just add a little more jeopardy into this by saying there is another penny that could drop at this point. Now, Iain and Dylan are both desperately trying to think what that penny is too.
No, I have the penny.
Oh, Ian's got it.
No, I've got
Dylan
the
doesn't know. This is BBC One first broadcast Doctor Who. So now I'm just getting lots of people looking very vaguely at me. I mean, carry on guessing, Mark. You can still get it from Colin Baker's stories.
Well, yeah, but am I just going to keep going? All right, again, Revelation of the Daleks Part 2.
Revelation of the Daleks Part 2 is 4th on the list. That is 45 minutes and 27 seconds. And let me tell you, with 2 guesses left, that is the longest Colin Baker episode.
Okay. Revelation of the Daleks Part 1.
Not on the list.
Oh!
So you've got 1 guess left. 1 guess left takes you
The-
equal with Dylan.
The Two Doctors Part 2.
44 minutes, 49 seconds. That is 7th on the list.
Oh.
I'm going to put the list up and see if I can get the second penny to drop at this point.
Is it Resurrection of the Daleks?
It is Resurrection
Yeah.
of the Daleks.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah,
Because
of
they
the,
Put
yeah.
them together and broadcast them, which took them nearer to 47 minutes than the 45. There you go. Still, you scored 5 points in that round, which means that you and Dylan actually drew. So joint winners on that one. Ian's in the runner-up. Ian's in the runner-up position, but I've heard that Iain likes being around the rear. So
Are you reading out from Matt's diary again?
right, tomorrow we'll be back with Whoniversity Challenge. Until that happens, I was JR.
I was Dylan.
I was Iain.
I was Mark.
And we will speak again soon.